Hello everyone, this is Q Business Talks. After full 18 months of lockdowns, we are here physically. I have two guests, honor guests, one of our most loyal customers from Switzerland, Thorsten Walter as director for soft foams and marketing guy, marketing director, and Zeljko Obradovic, who is a sales manager. Guys, welcome to the show. I'm really happy that you are physically here in Zagreb. How is everything so far?
Everything's perfect. Happy to travel again after a long time. Happy to visit you after countless online meetings during the last year. Happy to see people live. So it's a pleasure to be back.
When were you here last time?
I was here last time 2.5 years ago. And it's been a while. A lot of things changed so far. The world changed. We changed. Q changed. It's fun to see new faces, new people. Really pleasure.
Okay, so tell us about your company. We are always happy when we have clients who have this long tradition. Singing in the Rain is the movie that was released in 1952. It's a very old movie. Everybody knows it as a classic, black and white. And this is exactly the year when your company started.
Yeah, I don't know if Zeljko knows that because he's way younger than me.
I've heard it at least. Yeah.
But he knows Rivella.
Maybe he wasn't even born.
Yeah, he knows Rivella. You know the famous Swiss drink, Rivella.
Of course, I love it.
Yeah, it's also born in 1952. That means we will celebrate a birthday next year together. We have planned already some events together. Yeah, it's really interesting. No, it's a brand with a long history, as we know, based in Switzerland. And the most important thing is producing in Switzerland. That doesn't happen too much anymore because of labor costs and all the things around. So we are really a proud Swiss brand that became bigger and bigger than under the roof of 3A Composites Core Materials. So a very big company. We are at the stock market, Swiss exchange market, with our holding, the Schweiter Group. So it's a very interesting company with a lot of things.
So when you say a lot of things, 3A Composites, it's a big brand. You do a lot of stuff. I've been to your facilities, you can drive around to the factories. So in the nutshell, what do you guys do? You're a sales manager, so maybe this is the question for you.
So actually we're specialized foam producer, and it came out of pure coincidence actually. 3A Composites is a specialist in special foaming, and it was in 52 where the guys developed by putting some more ingredients to it, we could actually build a mat. So that's why, when the interesting stuff, at least for me, came up.
The issue about 3A Composites, whenever you need a core for some materials, it's us.
Like planes or trains?
Like, industry for planes, marine, then trains, boats, and everything around where you need a really light core that is extremely durable and strong. So that's where we are, but we also have what we call it Airex, where Zeljko is mostly involved. It's the only consumer good brand, because if you are sitting in a plane, flying somewhere, you probably don't know that you have some Airex material next to you. But if you're training on a fitness mat or yoga mat where Airex is branded, it's, let's say, more emotional. It's the consumer goods brand, and that's for sure. That's the diversification of our company. By the way, we also own balsa plants, because with Baltec we have another brand. So whenever you need balsa, we have own plantations in Ecuador and Papua New Guinea. So we are about 1,800 people meanwhile in our company, all around the world, from China to US to Papua New Guinea, Asia, Switzerland, Germany. So it's a cool company, a lot of experience.
What are you most proud of? There are so many stories, so many famous sportsmen are using your equipment. They say it's absolutely by far the best in the world. Every Airbus plane, every proper fast train is using your materials. So many things to be proud of.
Yeah, a lot of things to be proud of. What concerns me, I'm mostly proud of when I receive pictures, videos from famous sports stars that we don't sponsor, that we don't even know that they use our products, and we get videos from them. For example, last week I saw a video from famous Mr. Messi, who just changed to Paris Saint-Germain. And his introduction video, he went to the gym and he was having an Airex balance pad. And Cristiano Ronaldo training on the Airex balance pad. So these are for us indicators that our products are really the best in the world, that the best of the best are training on this, and they are proud on training on that, and that makes us proud to see those famous big stars training on our devices without us having to sponsor them and to publish them. So it makes fun.
And what are your plans for the next few years? Where do you see your company in the next maybe 5 to 10 years?
I mean, in terms of sales, I think Zeljko knows where he has to go.
He must go.
Growth is the only way to go. Man. In the end, we say a decent growth. We don't want to grow too fast. We have to grow sustainable. But the whole topic around ecology is a key thing. As you know, our main claim from the company is the future is greener. So we want to really eliminate everything what is not eco-friendly out of our materials. That means it's from a production side, it's eliminating certain chemicals that we are really getting more and more eco-friendly and sustainable. From the turnover side, I think we grow a lot. We grew since I started, 50%. We grew in some years. Of course, the pandemic helped us a bit when home training and everything was becoming more and more famous. I think the main goal is to keep our way, to not change ourselves, to stay who we are, to be loyal to our customers. I think that's what people like, to really be there for them as a solution provider, not just as delivering and then it's out of our mind. We provide solutions. What is actually the same what you guys are usually doing, you provide solutions. And that's what we also want to do.
So how everything started between us? How do we provide solutions for you? How do we provide extra value?
I mean, I can answer this, then maybe Zeljko can tell his experience about when he started to work with you. Basically, we already worked together before I started. We were on the Core Materials, we made the website together. When I started at Airex, or 3i Composites, it's really, we identified where we are in terms of digitalization. And as we were coming out of a production world, we were a producer in digital platforms, I call it, I don't like the word platforms, I like universe, digital universes, touch points. We were far away of where we should be. Then we searched somebody who can give us the full picture. And I'm more like, I don't want to work with 50 agencies, one is doing that. I want to have one contact and work with one contact, and I will need one contact that understands me. That doesn't want to sell me something I in the end don't need, that wants to sell me exactly a tailor-made solution that I need for a good price-quality ratio. And when we started to talk with you guys, it was, it's a bit kitschy, but maybe Singing in the Rain, it was like love on first view. We said, okay, those guys understand us. They are keen on getting to know our business. They don't treat us just like a client. I feel when I work with you, I feel like you are my prolonged hand. Because there are certain things I don't want to have inside my company, like developers. I can't finance them. But when I work with you, it's like you are my co-workers. It doesn't feel like you are in somebody else. It feels like you are belonging to me. You understand me. You know my DNA. You know what I want. And it makes a lot of fun. And maybe it's important also for Zeljko because he's coming more from the outside world, not from the pure marketing digital side. And he experienced you since, I think, 2 years now, 1.5 years. And maybe you can add something.
Yeah, it's been great, really, working with you.
Just don't ruin it. This was really beautiful.
No, I won't for sure. I'll try my best. Working with you has been such a great experience. Actually, I always looked forward to the next meeting because I felt such a dynamic team behind it. And I was purely amazed of how anticipating the people are. And the thing that caught me the most was actually how the guys managed to catch our thought process and bring it onto paper and actually process that. I was really a wow. I never had such an experience before. I think that was one of the major values I encountered. And it's really a super dynamic that I felt and I always looked forward to. So working with Q has been cool so far.
I mean, I fully echo with that. I speak to the team regularly and everybody really loves working with you. I think there needs to be two sides for this kind of close relationship. So thank you for that, Can you say maybe a little bit about what exactly, we are building together so that people have a better understanding? Maybe a few examples or one example.
There are a lot of examples because I think we have a lot of projects together. Meanwhile, from the pure website, that's one thing, but even you did our full rebranding at Airex. So you really understood our DNA as a Swiss heritage company. But I think for me, the most important thing was when we started with this so-called virtual toolbox. So it was a process. I had an idea. Like some people have crazy ideas, and if you talk with your project managers, they know me. Usually I always idea during the meeting, and then I'm totally changing things. So we had an idea that I said I want to create a virtual world because I'm sick of PowerPoint presentations to customers, to clients, because it's boring. I would like to present them something with a wow effect. So I'm watching some series on Netflix when they have in this future cool police departments having those big screens where they plug and play and they see what's happening here and they shift to there. So I said, I would like to have something like that. So I put some pictures on a whiteboard and said to Igor, do you understand what I mean? I would like to have a 3D world where people understand us. It's our globe. It's our 3A composites world. So it was a purely, let's say, a 2D amateur picture what I did. And you guys were really able to translate that picture into a digital experience. And our big boss, our CEO from the big company, he saw now the ready version of the toolbox, the test version, and he said he was never thinking after I present him this idea with the pictures that something comes out. He will say, told it will vanish somewhere from an idea, but it can't be translated.
So you kept your job?
I kept my job, yes. But this was really interesting for me how a simple picture is translated into a 3D model with touch points. And yeah, I think the outcome, everybody was like, wow, never expected that. And I think that what makes a good communication and that what makes an understanding from your side to us and our side to you. And that was a cool event, a cool process.
Excellent, great example.
Yeah.
And what did you do before?
I was actually working in a total different industry before. I was in building technologies, and then decided, as so many, I was just looking for a different experience, different challenge to tackle, and this is in short how I got into Airex. So they were back then looking for a business developer to tackle another string of business, and I felt it interesting, and then I just went for it.
So your market primarily Switzerland or the entire world?
It's globally, actually.
Globally, okay. Yeah. And Thorsten, you had, I remember you told me some interesting stories from your previous career. You worked for some famous Swiss brands.
Yeah, I was actually in the sport industry since I started to work. So I was CEO from Toolbox. It's a Swiss original company producing ski waxes, schools, for everybody who's loving skiing or cross-country skiing. He knows the yellow brand from Switzerland, so it's like a heritage brand in Switzerland. Then I was going to Mammut, the clothing brand.
Yeah, sure.
So
I know it well.
afterwards, I went to Victorinox Group. So the small Swiss knife, red knife with a Swiss cross. So famous in the whole world. And yeah, then I went still to a French group for outdoor clothing, mountaineering, and then I ended up at Airex.
So 4 big Swiss brands, very traditional.
Yes.
And very globally famous, yes. Yeah. I always ask one question and think about that carefully. If Q was an animal, how would you see a Q fit into the animal kingdom? Where?
That's interesting.
For me, if Q is an animal, it's an eagle.
No.
Eagle.
Because the eagle is watching the world from up, sees the different touch points, sees the different things. He can spot from far up a small mouse on the floor and really identify it. And I think that's exactly what you do. You spot it from up, you spot the latest trend on the digital world. And if there's a trend, you will see it and you will transform it to some business. And I think that's why an eagle has to be really careful, has to be really sharp eyes. And that's why for me Q is clearly an eagle.
This is very interesting analogy. I never heard it. It's very interesting.
Got it.
You won't believe it, guys. You won't believe it, actually. I swear. I would think of an eagle.
Really?
I didn't make this up now, but this might be an example of how we're actually functioning as a team. I thought of an eagle first because primarily of the sharp thinking. It's a clear, focused way of procedure of how I encountered things. It was always clear who does what to such a precision that it was never going back and forth. It was really one step after another. It was cleared, structured, something that always amazed me. So an eagle is a perfect picture for that.
And you know, as you play golf, you're always happy to have an eagle.
Never did actually, but yeah.
Okay, thank you. This is really amazing that you came up with the same conclusion.
I still cannot believe it. It's
That usually happens, you know. We are often thinking the same. We are laughing.
But I mean,
about
I
it.
really love the analogy. What it means and the meaning behind really tells a lot about how you perceive the brand and us and the people. And thank you for that. Okay, just at the end, a few last words. Something that maybe we didn't mention so far. Final thoughts.
I mean, for me, it's simple. Keep up the good work. I mean, we are really happy to work with you guys. It's a funny pleasure, and you know, teamwork is always ending in good results if you have a lot of fun. And that's, I think, if you ask your team how funny sometimes our meetings were with background pictures, and we smiled a lot, we laughed a lot, but in the end, I think all this mood in the team, the spirit, led to a cool result. So I think that's how we would like to work, how we want to continue, and I think we have a lot of projects already planned for 2022 and onwards to make our strategy in the digital world. So yeah, let's see, maybe in 1 year we talk again, and then there's the follow-up of today.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, this is why you guys are here.
You are invited for the next business talk we can do in our company.
We never done that. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah,
A business talk from
that's
abroad.
interesting. Yeah.
yeah, for me it's just keep up the good spirit going forward. It's always special and fun to see how something happens from the scratch and to follow up the process. It's really amazing for me.
Okay, again, in line with your colleague, with Thorsten. Okay, guys, thank you very much for coming to the studio. The first time that we are hosting somebody here physically. Usually we are always online. It was a big pleasure. I wish you happy stay in Zagreb. I wish that this beautiful relationship that we have is going to be the same in the next few years as well. Everybody, bye-bye and see you next month.